Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video today talking about a concept I came up with a while back called 0 point theory. And the whole purpose of 0 point theory is to talk about where we reference our base level line of wellness in our life. In other words, if you're at neutral, that is your 0 point. When life is at neutral, everything's fine, nothing's particularly bad, nothing particularly is good, you don't necessarily have anything added on to you, that is your 0 point. And what happens for us as we go through life is often our 0 point begins moving up, right? So as new things happen in our life, as new things get added on to us in our life, our 0 point begins moving up as well. And so this is something that begins to diminish the value of the things in your life. Because let's say, as a child, right, when you're first born, when you first come into this world, that is your 0 point, right? Now, beyond that, you begin to have, family and friends, and you have people that are taking care of you, you have food, you have shelter, you have your needs being provided for you. And then later on in life, you have a car and a job and a family and a house and relationships. And all of these things, if we begin to shift up our 0 point as we acquire these new parts in our life, what we're doing is diminishing the value of those things, and we're also diminishing the value of ourselves. And so what ends up happening is that if you, just being born into this world, you existing, was once 0, well, if that was 0 at one point, but now your 0 is where your current life is at, if you were to look back at just having yourself, at just being alive, at just existing, right? Let's say if right now you're all the way up here and you've had 155 things added onto your life, right? You suddenly being alone by yourself and just existing is now negative 155. That's a problem, because when we begin diminishing the value of these things in our life, what would be 155 plus, right? What would be all these things that have been added on to us are now undervalued to just 0, to mean nothing. And so when we begin taking these things for granted, we feel almost empty, like there's nothing's changed, nothing's happened, nothing's been added onto our life, and we're not seeing life for what it's really been, what we've really gained, what we've really had the chance to experience. And even things that sometimes even seem like negatives could actually be positives. So things that seem like they've taken away from our life could actually be adding on to our life in experience. So similar to a video game, when you're getting experience points, let's say that you lost a particular item that you gained in the game, but by losing that item, you now gain experience points. Well, you're still being added on to. But if you see all of these events as a 0 point, as something that you deserve to have, that it's just a natural part of existing, well, as you lose these things, you begin going into the negative. And so life becomes negative. It begins to seem negative because you've mistaken where you've gotten to, where you're currently at, for 0. And so you'll never feel like you've gained anything. You'll never feel that sense of satisfaction of, okay, I'm at my baseline level of wellness and everything is being added on to me. You're always going to feel either like you're at 0 or that you're at negative. Because things change in life, Things are there one moment and then they're gone. And really you've gained the experience of having that thing in your life, even beyond just what it added to you, when you had it in that moment. You've had the experience of having that thing, and that gave you something that you can hold on to, the memory, the lessons you've learned from having those things inside your life, the experience itself to reflect back on and how that's changed you as a person. So let your 0 be 0. let existence and just being here, being alive, let that just be okay. That's your baseline level of wellness. You exist. Everything else has been added onto you. And then you'll see all that you've gained in life and get a real sense for where you're at. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.